I was born in Belgium many years ago and was raised in different countries in Europe. My mother was Russian, my father was Belgian. And after the war, during the war, I was liaison officer with the 102nd Reconnaissance Squadron Mechanized of the US Army. I spent 2 years with them, and with my limited knowledge of English, I had to interpret for them whenever we received prisoners of war. Also, as I was not paid by the Belgian army nor the American army, I resorted to playing cards to earn money. So I played poker and learned all kinds of slang from my new friends. They were teasing me a lot because my English was kind of broken. And one day I saw a Cherokee Indian sergeant, and I admired him because he was very imposing, very tall, and I asked him to be introduced to him, and they told me, when you meet something important in America, you have to say, "How do you do, you son of a bitch?" So I, without further ado, I went and gave him my hand, and I said, "How do you do, son of a bitch?" And with that, he took his M1 and wanted to shoot me. But thank God, all the laughter around me told him that it was a big joke, so they explained to him that they were teaching me English the way I should know it, because I told him that eventually I might want to come to America. So, to make a long story short, my education proceeded along these same lines, and I became very proficient both in poker and in the slang language. I learned all kinds of words that I would not want to repeat at this juncture. Mobilized in 1947, I looked for a job in Brussels, but I could not find anything. So I applied and received a job with an international refugee organization based in Geneva, Switzerland, but I was hired as an interpreter and also as a dispatcher. My job was to find countries who would receive the refugees from Europe that were displaced by the German armies and the Russian armies. It was very sad job because many countries wouldn't accept refugees. America was one of the only countries that opened their doors, and I worked them until 1950, when I finally received permission to emigrate in the United States. I had kept contact with one of the officers of the 102nd Cavalry, and he met me in New York after my crossing in America. And when the Queen Mary arrived, he was there at the gangplank to receive me, and I said, "Mac, I'm so happy to be in America." And he said, "Andy, you're not in America, let me take you a little ride." So took his car and he crossed a bridge, and he stopped the car on the other side, and he told me, "This is America." We were in New Jersey. I did not understand why he said that, but later on I understood that there was kind of a funny feeling between the New Yorkers and the New Jerseys. I bought a car in New York and traveled south towards Long Beach, California. On the way, the only places that were green were the cemeteries. All the rest was burned and desolate, snow, dust storms all over. On one of these days, I was stopped by somebody honking behind me, so I stopped the car, and he said, "Hey buddy, I see you're from New York. What part of New York are you from? I said, I'm from Belgium. He said, Belgium, scratching his head. I never heard that town before. Could you tell me where it is? So that was also a good introduction to America. I came to San Francisco, and my first job that I got was with a company that was a manufacturer's agent of building products, and headed by a retired U.S. congressman who, at the behest of my uncle, who was a partner in the firm, took me on as a junior salesman. I was selling clothespins and steel wool for about 6-7 months. Then I was promoted to selling architectural products.
What was your name?
He made me change my name from André Roegiers to Andy Rogg. And I had to go along, although it was very difficult to respond to people when they called me on the phone, Andy Rogg. I said, who? One day he told me that I would be promoted to selling building products to the architects, and I had to go and get specification for about 5-6 months. I followed him every single day, making calls, and he had a briefcase under his arms, and he would be received immediately by everybody, and they know him on first name basis and so forth. So after 6 months we had a general meeting, and he said in front of all the people, Andy, you think you cut the mustard? And I said, well, Mr. Rolfe, I don't know how to cut mustard. I usually take a knife and spread it on something, or I squeeze it on a hot dog. Don't be smart ass. I said, Mr. Rolfe, my name is not, I'm Andy Rogg, and I'm not smart. I'm just telling you that. All right. He said, what did you learn about calling on architects? I said, Mr. Rolfe, I learned that I have to be able to know all about baseball and football before I can be a successful salesman. With that, he got very upset, and he asked me, what the heck are you saying? I said, well, Mr. Rolfe, for the last 5-6 months, we went every day and saw architects, and the only thing you talked to them was baseball or football, and I thought that was you had to do. So with that, I was fired on the spot. But my uncle interceded, and a few days later, I got back my job, and that was my beginning of understanding the American way, that you don't have to take everything literally. You have to use imagination and grin while you take it.